Yeah, so I'm asking the question again. So, did you feel any shift regarding what showed up in our first session about you not exactly judging your dad, but there was some word that came out and you were like, I was not comfortable with this
Yeah.
thing, right? So, कुछ
Yes.
आपको ऐसा feel हुआ that his judgment dropped or something?
तो मैंने मतलब इतना सोचा नहीं इस बारे में, बट घूम घूम के ये वही मतलब रिलेशनशिप के फॉर्म में जो मुझे लगता है आता है कि इट्स लाइक समवन इज रबिंग इट ऑन योर फेस कि ठीक है अब ये तो है ही, मतलब
Right.
like it's like accepted types kind of a thing. तो
Yeah.
इतना सोचा नहीं मैंने, पर over last 1 month there have been a lot of you can say like ups and downs in my life,
Okay.
ठीक है, in my relationship with my partner, with my mom,
Mm-hmm.
and so when I feel that okay, I have a lot of tolerance, and then I realize that I don't. And फिर एक टाइम पर ये भी एक रियलाइजेशन है कि ये सब करने की जरूरत नहीं है, and yet I'm doing it.
Right. Right.
So yes.
Hmm.
So
So
what is it about? Whether it's a choice or what? And plus, other than your session, there were other things that happened. Like I happened to attend one of the bars class. Then I tried to get the bars done regularly. So it's a mix of things actually.
okay. Okay. I would just like to say, and I will come to you, Priyanka. I know I asked you to talk about yourself, but I'll come. So,
Sure.
uh, so Vishruti, दो चीज मुझे जो फील हो रहा है आपकी बात सुन के, ठीक है?
Hmm.
One is that when I see something as a thing that I have to tolerate,
Yes.
ठीक है? टॉलरेट करने के पहले भी ना, जस्ट पहले इफ आई पॉज एंड लुक एट इट स्लोली कि मेरे अंदर क्या हो रहा होता है, ठीक है? टॉलरेट करने के पहले, इवन बिफोर आई हैव टू टॉलरेट, देयर इज अ परसेप्शन अबाउट समथिंग दैट आई एम सीइंग.
Right.
नाउ दैट परसेप्शन makes me tolerate whatever I'm tolerating. जैसे
Okay.
कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल, so I'm just saying this, like, since this is about smoking right now, I know there are other ups and downs that you have
Yes.
spoken
Yes.
about.
Of course.
So say if my partner is smoking and I don't like it, okay?
Hmm.
And I feel as if I have to tolerate this,
Hmm.
you know, even before this thing that, I have to tolerate, and why do I have to tolerate? उससे पहले there is this perception, when I look at my partner smoking, there is a perception that gets activated.
Hmm.
Now from that perception comes this tolerance. ठीक है? Does that make sense?
I think so.
Because when I'm looking at you now, right now, okay?
Hmm.
Now when I'm looking at you instantly, if I try to analyze what you're doing right now, क्या तो मैं कुछ भी analyze ही नहीं करूंगी. I will just accept you unconditionally. Okay? Whatever you are doing. Or I will look at you, probably I will feel, for example, I have this aversion. मैं example ले रही हूँ, ऐसा है नहीं, it's not
Hmm.
real. But for example, I have an aversion with the color pink. Okay?
Okay.
Let's say. So since now you are wearing something that has pink, the
Hmm.
moment I look at you, because of my perception, it will feel like, oh, I have to see pink now for 1 hour,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So what guides me to tolerate? मेरे अंदर वो tolerate का space भी इसलिए आता है because there is a belief behind it.
Hmm.
Otherwise, two things will happen. Either I will accept it and I will not have a problem with anyone doing it inside, like in front of me, or I will not accept it and I will walk out from that space because
Right.
it's not suitable for me, but I will not tolerate. Why will I tolerate? So there is belief behind this tolerance that is making me experience this. Okay. Ultimately, that is only the belief that we are trying to look at from this intergenerational lens. कि क्या ऐसा belief है which is ingrained in me so much that I'm not making a choice that is going to make me free.
Right.
ठीक है. So that is just something that I wanted to say, that it's about acceptance, and it doesn't necessarily mean that I have to accept something in my circle only, like, as if somebody is smoking in front of me, it's a compulsion for me to be in that same space. It's not true, right? I always have a choice. So I either will accept it, तो कम से कम tolerate नहीं करना पड़ेगा ना, I will feel good.
Right.
So at least I will be able to connect with the person who is smoking or not smoking. ठीक है. So one thing that I want to give you is just question whenever you have some time. Maybe we will do it now or later, but just question this: ki what is my belief when I look at my partner smoking? What is it that I'm actually looking at? What is it that I'm believing in that moment? And what is it that is not letting me choose for me without tolerating anything? Say you were saying something.
I think it reminds me of my father.
Yeah. So, okay. So let's see. After your food is done, maybe we'll do a little bit of something, a process. Okay. Okay. So coming to you, Priyanka.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
What made you join this space? Are you are you a smoker or a non-smoker? Is it out of curiosity? Just share a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. Hi, first of all, hi Shruti and hi Shruti. So a friend, she shared this, I think your Instagram story or something with me, and that time we were discussing something about smoking, and just post that she shared it with me, and I just joined the WhatsApp group so that I do not forget about it later. But I couldn't attend the first session. So I am a smoker, and it's been regular in my life for the past 4 years. Um, I was very averse to it earlier, and at a point I wouldn't stand anybody smoking, and from there I accepted them smoking, and from there, um, at some point I shared one with a friend, and then one led to another, and it was very occasional. It was also very like my whole habit is also very stuck to one brand, and if that is not available I might just not do it. Like 99% of the times I will not do it. So it's not a craving, but ever since I've started it, I've been trying to also like quit it. Even if I was just having one half a week, I have been trying to quit it still, because I think the conditioning that I have carried for a long time, that I do not like it, it's not good for health. Um, Even like the general smoke smell, I used to not like it.
Okay.
Um,
Even
so
now, or was it like earlier?
it was earlier.
Yeah.
Eventually crossed all of that, became friends with it, started enjoying it. But yeah, like I have been trying to get myself away from it, as I realize I have been doing it regularly, and by regularly I mean like once or twice a week also. So because I have been trying to quit, I have been noticing myself through all the phases. So it was very occasional at first. I would share one with a friend, or like one with a group of friends, and it would be a very casual affair. In 2020, end of it, I got married uh, to this wonderful person I had been dating for a long time, and he had started smoking regularly in just like 2019, so like 1 year before it.
Okay.
So just after we got married, we both started smoking together, and then it became a very regular affair. Um, my half cigarette moved to one full, and then 3 a day, and then 5 a day, and then a lot of it on the weekends if we'd go out or something.
Right.
And simultaneously, both of us were trying to quit. Right now, I'm off it. I've been able to like go cold turkey. It's been a month now. Uh, there are a lot of mm, what do I say? Like there was restlessness earlier, like initially, and I think I quit caffeine, sugar, smoking, and alcohol altogether. So there was also a dopamine crash, and
Yeah.
but right now I'm feeling great. Like it's gotten better. Um.
First of all, um, it's not a disease, okay?
Oh no, yeah, yeah, yeah.
But the way, when I'm listening to you, Priyanka, it's almost like since you had this judgment before even starting it that it's not right, as if you could not even picture yourself doing this someday, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
That is one thing. The first thing that I need to understand about myself and life. Okay.
Mm,
First thing that I need to understand about life is yes, there are a lot of things that happen that I don't visualize. And that's okay.
mm,
It's okay. I will still value my life and I will not value my visuals and, the way I imagined life. I will not value them more than what is actually happening.
mm,
So that
yeah.
shift is required no matter what, even if it is not smoking, even if it is like, say, I could never imagine myself eating sweets. Okay. But then I started eating sweets and I am feeling so horrible about it.
Yeah.
So if you just remove the socialized, if you remove whatever you have heard about smoking, like I was saying in the previous session, how you see on the box, it's like smoking causes death or something like that, or causes
Mm,
cancer. I don't remember exactly, but
mm,
it's there written on the box. It's like the fear is also being sold with the box.
yeah.
Okay. But can I drop the fear? It's up to me if I take it. Okay.
Mm,
I
mm,
can consider it as any other thing that I could have thought ki ye main nahi karungi. I can't even imagine myself doing it. Like for example, a girl like me, it's a very similar story. I couldn't have imagined myself smoking, by the way, at all.
mm,
Okay. And when it started happening, I judged myself all the more. As
yeah.
if this is wrong, as if I am a wrong person, as if I am a bad person. I should be, I started shaming myself. Forget about others.
Mm, mm,
That
mm,
has to drop first. Like I will not shame myself.
yeah.
I've smoked and I have experienced this part of life, but I'm going to look at it as an experience instead of a wrongness of me.
Mm, mm,
That shift needs to happen inside of you, because until and unless that happens, even if you try to remove it externally, it will cause other issues like, feeling anxiety or then again going back to it. But it's not organic where I'm shaming myself and then I'm doing something.
mm, right.
So the first part is accepting this part of my life. Okay. And dropping judgment and being okay with being fluid. When I say being fluid, it's like I did not think this will happen, but it happened.
Mm,
So, okay, let's see why it happened. Become curious about yourself. What did it give me? You know,
mm,
and try to think of it like that instead of shaming yourself or thinking of it as a wrongness, as if, कि कुछ गड़बड़ हो गया है because इतने साल से मैं smoke कर रही हूँ and now as if even talking about it is so difficult, right?
Mm.
There are not so many people that you can talk about it.
Yeah.
So you need to be that person first
Mm.
who can simply tell yourself that it's okay. I did this. I did not know this will happen, but it's okay. Like, for example, I could not imagine myself getting into multiple relationships in life. I was
Mm.
like, when I was growing up, I was like one man and I will marry, and that's how my relationship and marriage is going to be.
Yeah.
But it did
Yeah.
not happen. I went from one relationship to the other and I kept on shaming myself during that time.
Mm.
And it is only after I started doing my inner work and I started accepting parts of my life, I started realizing that, oh, it's okay. In fact, sometimes when we are strongly averse about something, we end up attracting it.
Yeah.
So it's okay. The number one
Mm.
thing for you today is telling yourself, like, until we meet next, the main thing for you is telling yourself it's absolutely okay that I went through this. It's okay.
Mm.
Fine. I will not give any judgment to myself as a person.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Okay. It's like you said, like I stopped having sugar, caffeine. So organically, I will stop whatever I need to stop. But I don't have to categorize and think of it as, oh God, I've done this now,
Mm. Mm.
you know. And tell me just one more thing, like,
Yeah.
did anything happen in your life? Like, when did you start it? You said 4 years, right? So before
Mm.
that, before taking your first smoke, basically, what was
Mm.
happening in your life? Where were you? Did you go through any, emotional turmoil or anything happened at home? Did somebody in your family go through any troubling experience or death? Anything that might have happened?
Huh. So yeah, right before I actually picked up my first one, um, I was going through a relationship turmoil.
Hmm.
Um, we were trying to convince our families for our like relationship, and his family. It took a long while, and it was dragged over 2.5 years, and was very taxing.
Okay.
So yeah, between this only I picked up, and when I did, it was actually on a road trip. We three friends were driving around in Himachal. Um, so it was a long journey. So you would stop and we would share one half each, and then we would drive back. It was a nice, refreshing break, and it fit well. So then it became about having it on road trips. Then
So
eventually
coming
it
back,
led to
coming back.
hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Coming
yeah.
So you said about a relationship turmoil that you were going through. You were trying to convince your parents, and it was for about 2.5 years that it went on. So is
Hmm.
it the same relationship that you are in currently?
Yeah.
Okay. And tell me the worst part of this 2.5 years. What was the worst part of it for you? Like your mental, emotional state. What was the worst part of it?
Um, I think I was feeling very lonely in that journey. Um, because like my parents did not know anything about it. So it wasn't my parents. So a lot of things were happening at his place, a lot of drama. And it was a long distance relationship. So I was like, there was absence of physical space also.
Hmm.
And mm, all my friends, mostly all of them, were also not hoping anything out of it because it was stretched for a long time and everybody had given up hope. So, and because of all the frustration, I had also become mm, like very annoyed. I used to stay very annoyed and frustrated. So that distanced myself from a lot of people. My family did not know anything about it. So yeah, I think I was feeling very lonely. That was the highlight of it.
Yeah, yeah. So can you, okay, so we will go like there are a lot of layers to it, when something happens and we don't even realize why it happened.
Yeah.
But the first thing is for you to know this, that when I was lonely, when I did not have any other outlet, when I did not know whom can I trust, who can I, share these feelings with, in those moments, I had something in the form of a cigarette that would just for maybe 2 minutes take my mind off of it.
Mm.
Okay. And isn't that actually amazing in a way? Like, if you don't look at it from an external point of view, if you see how you were feeling from within and having a distraction in the form of a cigarette and just not thinking about anything when you are smoking that cigarette, right? It's like, as
Mm.
if I'm not lonely, I have this right now. Okay. And no matter how illogical it is, can you just be thankful for it, for its presence? Even if, and just for that time, forget about what has happened after that. I'm not talking about what has happened after that. But when you pick
Mm.
it up for the first time, only you know what you are going through.
Mm.
Only you know it, Priyanka. No matter how well your partner knows you, no matter how well your friends know you, but what exactly you were feeling and how this loneliness felt deep inside of you, it was so intense that you ended up picking something that you never imagined you would do it.
Mm.
Okay. So, can I just be thankful for the first cigarette, knowing that it helped me in some way? Maybe not logically, but it did.
Mm. Just one thing. I think for the initial 1.5 years, I was very mindless about smoking. Like there was absolutely no decision, no craving, no calling to it. Probably it just felt cool.
Yeah,
Uh,
my body is picking it, even when
mm.
my mind does not know what's happening.
Mm.
But my body is still making the choice.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Mm.
I would say don't even analyze. Don't analyze.
Mm.
Don't tell yourself whether I was mindless or mindful, and then
Mm.
take that as a point for wrongness of you. Don't do that.
Mm. Mm.
Why we analyze is again to as if there's a judge and I'm putting myself in a court and now there will be decision of whether I'm right or wrong.
Mm.
But that's not the case. This is life. We are all human beings and we are going to make choices that will feel weird sometimes, and then we will
Yeah.
understand. So just get out of that right and wrong
All right.
and see your life very differently from that space.
Mm.
Okay. So just for the first cigarette and knowing how you felt during that time,
Mm.
just be thankful in your heart for that first cigarette. Okay. And I have just one other question for you for now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've already given you two things. One is like it's okay.
Yeah.
Second
Yeah.
is
Gratefulness.
back to
Yeah.
that state when I picked up the first one and
Mm.
just realizing what it meant to me in that moment
Mm.
without any judgment. Okay. That
Mm.
is second.
Mm.
Now tell me, have you seen anyone in your family smoking the specific brand that you smoke?
No. In fact, none of the family members smoke.
Do you know
Um,
any extended family members who smoke but you have not seen them?
yeah. Mm, a distant relative,
Who came to
like
your,
uncle,
yeah, which uncle came to your mind?
dad's first cousin, mm,
So he was
um,
like elder, younger.
younger, and so yeah, somebody. somebody not from my family, like somebody I used to go to tuitions to, they told me that they've gone to college together and they used to smoke together. That's how I got to know about it.
Okay.
But there was, at that time there was no confirmation, but now I know.
Okay. Okay. And how is this uncle like? Does the family know about his smoking?
Yeah, they do. I think previously also they did, but we were kids, so we were not talked about it.
Okay.
Um,
And
now everybody knows.
okay. And is there any judgment? Like, how is that fact treated in your house? Like, is your mom, dad okay with it? Or like, have you seen anyone cribbing about it or being accepting of it, is what I'm understanding.
Yeah, I don't think so. Acceptance would be any emotion around it because it is looked down upon in our family and in general. So even if there is nobody around us, I know for a fact that it will not be accepted as a normal thing. It would be a vice to have.
And
So
who are you most afraid of disappointing? Like, who will be most affected knowing that you are smoking in your family? First thought, just go with the first.
no, I think I, my parents have an idea about it, and my mom probably also knows it for a fact that I do sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's been a very casual joke between us, like once or twice, but yeah, I'm not afraid of them. They came to my mind, but I'm not afraid of disappointing them because now they know.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
but I think what came to my mind was my younger self because I was so attached to
Yeah.
not doing it, and then
Okay. Okay. That's enough for now.
yeah.
Okay. Just, and that's why the activity for you is going to that younger self who picked up the first cigarette and accepting it in your heart. Knowing that, yes, I was going through something only I know about and I'm going to accept it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's number one. And you can also think of your uncle in your heart who smokes, and you can just think of him and, just two words, just like in your heart, you can say, like, I understand. Just that. Like, I understand why someone might smoke. Like, just that. If you don't feel like, it's okay.
Yeah.
But if you
Okay.
feel like, just try to have that space in your heart for your uncle. Just like, I understand. And I'm not going to look down at you.
Hmm.
For me, nothing changes because of this particular fact. So it's an opportunity for you to not look down at him like others do.
Yeah.
And it's an opportunity, and it will start with you. So when
Hmm.
you do that for your younger self, you can also feel the support of your uncle in your heart because he will
Hmm.
also understand you, right?
Hmm.
No matter if anybody else does or not, but he will truly understand you. He knows what it is to do it.
Hmm.
Okay. So that's the third thing. So you can just make note somewhere or in your heart if you remember.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Priyanka.
Thank you.
Yeah. Coming to you, Manas, how are you?
Hello, Shruti. I'm doing fine. Thank you. I'm sorry I'm late to join the call. Just,
No
uh,
worries. No worries. Is it okay
yes,
for
please.
you to come on video?
I'll come on the video, but yeah, it's okay. Fine. Yeah.
Okay. How have you been feeling since the last meetup? Like, do you observe any shift in your attitude when you smoke, or nothing shifted for you? I just wanted to.
No, I reflected upon my smoking pattern these days when I've been observing. I've been trying to observe that I smoke till the time I need it. So that's one thing that I did. I tried to do your assignment of writing a letter to the cigarette, but it's something. Like it's still in the progress. I mean, I dedicated some songs, but
Wow, man. I want one at least.
don't don't ask for the song. I don't remember. I think I was about to send it on the group also, but
Please do that.
yeah, next time
Yeah.
it comes. But no writing letter to it so far now.
How do
I
you
think
feel about smoking overall? Is there any shift in you, like any judgment that has dropped? Like, is it,
I
it, yeah.
uh, uh, you asking about the judgment as in
Yes, yes. Your
yeah,
attitude, like when I'm smoking,
hmm,
okay, you said you started by saying that I'm observing some patterns, right?
yeah.
That's okay. That's okay that you're observing patterns. I love that you thought about writing the letter and you also dedicated songs. So, have you dedicated songs before?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that's a shift, that's already a shift where I am able to not judge myself as much as I was. And that's,
Yeah, it took me almost. It took me. I've been smoking at my home. It's been long time. I think it's been more than 5 years now. But I bought my ashtray for the first time in these 5 years at home. I mean, like
okay.
this is something. It tells a lot about my hygiene also. But to finally accept that and buying a ashtray was something that took a shift.
Yeah.
So and acceptance also came very gradually, as in and when I felt that when I actually started accepting, then the feeling of it actually helped me cut down my cigarette also. So finally accepting that, it was a gradual move of keeping the cigarette packet in my pocket. So, and this is one thing that I've started doing now, is that when I go outside,
Yeah.
uh, I have stopped keeping the cigarette packets in my pocket now.
Mhm.
I've been doing it after the call. Uh, One assumption is that cigarette is so available outside also. If you feel the urge, you can go to and buy the cigarette. That's not a thing. But
Right.
yeah, I've been trying not to keep the packets in my pocket
Yeah.
until and unless I am stuck in a place where I can't have easy access to.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
uh, that has been the change as such. I don't. I did a cold turkey in my life during the Corona time. I did a 5 month complete quitting the cigarette. But for this time, I neither I want to, and nor I think it would be a good idea to uh, uh, do the cold turkey again.
So,
Because
so there is no such good or bad, okay? It's ultimately, see, this space is about making you see that whether I'm keeping it in my pocket, whether I'm buying it, whether I'm doing it in front of everybody in the living room, or I'm going to the balcony and I'm doing it, not whatever I'm doing, however I'm smoking. The first thing is that I don't see it as a wrongness of me. Even if I'm doing it or not doing it, that doesn't define my character, my my worth and anything about it. Not even close.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So when if I'm doing cold turkey and I'm feeling proud about myself, and then when I pick up the cigarette again, I start feeling bad about myself, that is not going to help me in a long term. Like if you look at a long term vision, like 10 years from now.
Okay.
So if I look at myself 10 years from now, probably these details will not matter to me after 10 years. You know,
Probably.
the tinier details. What will matter to me is how I looked at my life, what kind of goals did I have in my life, and did I believe in myself enough, not putting down my worth, and did I go for it, whatever I wanted in life. Okay.
Okay.
So ultimately, the idea is to drop judgment completely and not attach it with your worth. Okay.
Yeah.
But it will happen gradually. Again, it's not like you can make a choice today and it will start happening gradually. You can
Yeah.
simply make a choice today, Manas, that I'm not going to even attach my worth or how good or bad I am with this part of my life.
Okay.
That is a choice that I need to make for myself. Now, after that, how will that choice look like? What kind of steps will I take? वो देखेंगे, वो धीरे धीरे आएगा. But at least the choice I can make today. Like I don't have to think about, so I'm not discouraging you to do it or not do it, by the way. Like
What?
you were talking about, like taking a cold turkey or not, keep
Okay.
it in your pocket or not. You can do it, not do it. I'm not even going there. The
Yeah.
idea is to not be that harsh teacher for myself, जो कि किए तो वाह भाई वाह और नहीं किए तो छड़ी. Not that.
Yeah. I completely agree.
Yeah, and we do that with ourselves. When we do this, we do that with ourselves. Andar hi andar to we do it, even if we don't show it. But somewhere in our heart, we are trying to do this to ourselves. So that is
Okay.
something that can just go. You don't have to attach your worth with it. Or you don't have to think of it as right, wrong, or analyze कि आज अगर मैंने फॉर एग्जाम्पल 5 सिगरेट लिया और कल मैंने 7 लिया तो आज बेटर दिन था और कल बुरा दिन था. नो. No matter what I don't do, I will not analyze it and attach it to my worth, my personality, my character. No. That is one. Second, I wanted to ask you, when did you take your first cigarette? What happened before it in your life in terms of a significant event? Like what were you experiencing? Or what was your family going through? Just something.
No, it was very casual. It was nothing, and cigarette was not the first thing that I took. I started with weed. So I mean, like you and Priyanka also, I couldn't imagine myself having a cigarette in my life before that. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
but I started with weed, and for long time I didn't smoke a cigarette. So I was smoking weed for the long time, and then gradually it came as then it's more of a weed and cigarette both combination, and then
So
actually
I will come back again to the same question. Okay. When I'm saying what was happening in your life before you took your first cigarette, even if you were having weed before that, okay, let's keep it separate. We confuse it. We think of it as if we can talk about it together. Okay. क्योंकि as if धुआं निकल रहा है तो एक ही बात है. But it's not the same.
okay.
Right? It's not the same. So I'm just coming to that point, since you were also so averse about smoking, right?
Yeah.
Where you did not want to smoke. But
Mhm.
then you're saying that, it started casually, right? So just tell me about the situation, as in, it doesn't have to be very emotionally bad or something. But was there any significant event, as in, I'll give you an example, like moving from my home to another hometown is a significant event in a person's life. And
No,
similarly, yeah,
I just got shifted to my I mean, like, I used to rent the place in Noida, and
okay.
then I shifted to another set of friends, and
Mhm.
they used to have occasional weed time to time. So I mean, like, so there was a gathering, and they were having it, and I was like, okay, I also want to have it. And
So this was a new set of friends you are talking about?
yeah, no, they had been friends for a while, but
Or with you?
that I sorry.
For you, I mean, with, like, you became friends with them very recently after you
No, no,
shifted.
I shifted with them. They had been friends for a long time, but
Okay,
I didn't know that they used to smoke.
okay,
Uh, so smoke up rather.
right, right.
So they were having a gathering, and they were smoking up, and I just I thought that why don't I try? And I mean, like, then weed was something that caught upon me, and I mean, like, I confess that I like weed, so that's been there. But yeah, that was the trigger. Not the trigger. That was the start.
Yeah. So, everybody who picks up any substance, whether it is alcohol, whether it is weed, whether it is cigarette, any substance, a
Yeah.
part of you has got some attraction to it, even if your mind is keep telling you that, I hate this, I don't want this, or, the smell is bad, I wouldn't have ever imagined I will do this. So the brain will give every thought possible. Okay, our brains have the capacity to have 60,000 thoughts in a day. Okay, so the thought chain will be very scattered and all over the place. But very simply, one thing is is clear that, yes, some part of me did attract that substance into my life.
Mhm.
And the
Yeah.
fact that my body is choosing it, because no matter whoever is doing whatever, if my body is not choosing, I will not be able to do it. So
Yeah.
my body is also choosing it somewhere, even if it is illogical, even if I have a very different belief system, you know?
I mean, I seldom had that thought of cigarette or weed being harmful, or rather, I mean, like, although nobody smokes in my family, in my immediate
Yeah.
family,
Yeah.
but uh, uh, I mean, the family. They did. I wouldn't say that they supported me, but they accepted it. I mean, like, with initial frictions, they
Yeah.
accepted it. But because I was by then, when I returned to my family, it had been around 5 6 years since I was smoking. So, I mean, I was smoking for 5 6 good years. I was smoking completely in isolation, or rather with friends or otherwise. So,
Right.
my family, they got to know it, and I mean, like, this is something that uh, uh, that's sort of a I would say the guilt. There is a sense of guilt also, in that sense that my family had to suffer that part of me, but they accepted that. And uh, but before that, I was doing it for 4, 5, 6 years in isolation.
Yeah. So, okay. So tell me, so I have a question for you, Manas,
Okay.
and I want you to contemplate on it before we meet next. Okay, the
Sure.
question is, what benefit does cigarette give me? Like, what does it give me? What is,
That's a question.
sorry?
That's $1 million question, actually.
Okay.
Uh,
How,
so, yeah, sorry.
why did you say that?
Because every time I smoke, I mean, like, this is something that I was asked when I mean, I moved here back with my family, and this is a question I asked almost every day to myself,
So I will give you a way to ask it then.
but
Okay.
there is no answer to it.
Exactly. So I'll tell you how to get the answer. Okay.
Yeah.
So when we are, what is the benefit for me? Okay. What is the benefit it is giving to me? So this is a very internal question. The answer will be coming from very deep inside of you. So
Okay.
first thing is where I have a genuine intention to know from my own body and
Yeah.
a genuine intention to connect to my body. And then I ask myself that, please, my body, just tell me, what is it giving you? Because I cannot think of anything right now. Okay. So, for example, I'll give you an example of someone's like life. For example, there's this person who I worked with for a lot of time. Okay. And smoking was just one of their issues, and there were other issues mainly that they were dealing with. Okay. So when it came to the point, like, what benefit is it giving you? Okay. For someone, it came out something like anger came out, as if it allows me to just subdue my anger so that I
Yeah,
don't
I
become
was about to say that. I was about to say that because I also had that thought a couple of days before. So there were times when I used to get angry, I used to smoke. So that
yeah.
was very
Yeah. So
yeah.
that is one. Okay.
Uh,
Okay, so that is one benefit. So I want you to make a list of it. Okay.
okay.
And think of the times when you know that, ऐसा होने से मैं cigarette पीता हूँ. It's like when this happens, I feel like I need a cigarette right now. And
Mhm.
when that moment arrives, what is it that my body needs, and what is it that my body is trying to either suppress? Okay,
Mhm.
either I think that, is as if I don't go from here and I smoke one cigarette, I don't know as if what will happen. Sometimes it's that kind of a state. Sometimes it's just like, you know, like Priyanka was talking about feeling lonely. Sometimes it can be a void inside of me, like, I feel just lonely, I don't feel connected. And sometimes I smoke because of that. Sometimes I can just smoke to fit in a group of people because everybody is smoking in this group, and I don't know how to fit in if I'm not doing the same thing like they are doing. I don't know how to belong in this. So when we move also, Manas, like if I'm moving from my hometown to another city and make another group of friends, and it's a new home now, it's a new phase of life, right? Sometimes when we are into such new phases of life and we don't know how to belong here, घर पे तो पता था कि एक system है and we were part of the system since birth. Okay. But when we are taking shifts, we want to connect with people and we want to feel that belongingness somehow. Like, how in engineering colleges and hostels, like in my offices, I used to hear so many stories about uh, smoking up and smoking, especially in hostels. And ultimately, it is a phase of life which is coming from the first movement out of the home. Okay. So just go deeper, think of your life events, connect with your body, and see what it has given you. Sometimes
Yeah.
it might be, suppressing my anger. Sometimes it can be a way of connecting, fitting in with someone, feeling belonged with someone. Sometimes it can be just avoiding something or feeling lonely. So make a list of all the benefits you think it has for you.
Okay.
Okay, and be very honest, very open, be very intentional.
Mhm.
Okay, be very intentional about it. Also, next,
Very intentional. Can you elaborate on that?
so do it from your heart. Don't do it from your brain.
Okay.
Okay, that's all I can say. Like dil se karna hai. It's like,
Yeah.
do you hear to any poetry, or which kind of artist do you like? Do you listen to music? Like you said, I dedicated songs. So you listen to songs, right?
I mean, don't listen much, but I like songs. Whenever
Yeah.
I listen.
Yeah. So when you listen to the songs, it is more about just feeling something, right?
Yeah, yeah,
It's not about the brain. So
yeah.
when you do this activity, make it like that. Don't make it a analytical thing in your brain. It's not that. Let the answer also come to you from your heart, from your body. कि ना actual में क्या हो रहा होता है. Be curious about yourself instead of any analysis.
Okay.
ठीक है? And there is no right or wrong answer. It's like I got to start somewhere.
Okay.
Okay, another thing I wanted to ask you is, you spoke about guilt, right?
Guilt.
So tell me, like, is there any member in your family who smokes?
No. No, extended family do, but nobody in my family.
Who in your extended family?
Yeah, my brother, my uncle who has passed away. These two people I know of, and my cousins also. Yeah.
So you said brother, uncle who passed away. When did he pass?
My cousin, not brother, he doesn't smoke, but my cousins and my uncle who passed away. Yeah.
So this uncle who passed away, when did he pass away?
I exactly don't know, but must be like 10 years before. Yeah, I was not so close to him, but yeah, I mean like
That's okay. Even if you're not close to him, that actually doesn't matter, because we are all part of a family soul.
yeah.
Okay, it's like, and we will go, like, I will talk about this specifically more dheere dheere karke, but can you do something without, like,
Yeah,
illogically? There's no logic. Like, are you comfortable in just, okay, so pehle just tell me, how was his smoking looked at by the family?
I only get to hear his story. Nobody talked about him till very late. But my mother now she's seeing me as a smoker. I mean, like she told me once that I mean, like everyone was suffering a lot around him, and he died of I think because of smoking. He died. I mean, like he was pretty aged, but when he died, but one of the main reasons why he died was
Like, what
smoking.
was this said by the doctor?
No, this was not true.
So he died when he was how old? Like, what was his age?
He must be 80 above. Yeah.
80 plus, right? So what I'm trying to check with you is, was there any disease that was there, with your uncle? Ki it was like a natural death, or
I honestly, I don't know much about him.
so just talk about him to
Just,
someone.
just the impression of him. Yes. So
So
please,
just
you were saying.
yeah. So one thing is like you do the answer the question about
Yeah.
what the benefit. Second thing is about your uncle. Talk about
Mm-hmm.
your uncle to someone who can tell you about him. Okay. About
Okay.
about his how did he die? How was his personality? And except your mom or dad, or maybe some, like,
I,
talk to someone who has been closer to him,
yeah,
is what I'm trying to say. Okay. And just try to just like randomly, Manas, just ask about how he was, what was his you know what was the
yeah,
features of his life, how did he die, and can you, is it okay for you, okay, I'm asking you, it's not like something that you necessarily have to do, but is it okay for you to just light a candle or an agarbatti, जो जैसे भी like घर में आपके availability है resources, can you just light a candle for your uncle, just remembering him? It's like, uncle, जैसे ये कौन हुए, आप क्या बुलाओगे इनको, आप ताऊजी बोलोगे, like what do
Ma-
you, sorry,
Mama ji.
this is mama ji. Okay, so
Yeah.
this is from your maternal side, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, he ideally he is at age of my dadaji, but
But he's your
yeah,
mama.
yeah, he was my father's mama actually.
He was my father's mama.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I used to
Oh,
call him mama.
you used to call him mama, okay, but he's your dada, right? Technically.
I mean, I never, I mean, like, I never talked to him anything about. I used to go with my father and used to meet him, and he would sit there and talk to my father. So there was no nothing interaction, face to face, one-on-one interaction with me. Seldom, perhaps he might have asked me one or two questions. I was very young during those times when I used to visit him often. So yeah, I mean, like, he's my father's mom.
Okay, okay. So
So light a candle for him. Huh?
just light a candle for him. And just even like, Manas, it genuinely doesn't matter how many words or sentences I have shared with a family member, because the connection of the soul and the blood that runs inside of the body, it goes way deeper than we can logicalize or think. Okay.
Yeah,
Like the fact that we are talking about him right now is not a coincidence at all.
yeah, you're right. I get that. Yeah, you're right.
It's like I always believe that when I'm talking about an ancestor, it is the ancestor who is coming in for the client. It's not the other way around. It's not a coincidence.
Yes, yes, yes.
Like, does this make sense?
Yes, sir. It completely makes
Yeah.
sense.
So just just light a candle and just, tell him that whatever you feel like, by the way, you can tell him, but the idea is to include him in your heart
Mhm.
and tell yourself internally that I'm not going to judge him any further. I'm going to respect him completely and deeply in my heart.
Okay.
I'm not going to judge him, and I'm not going to believe, you know, in anything that I have heard, like how sometimes people are just, disgraced and let down, like, as if they could have done better, and people have so many point of views about them, especially the ones who are not socialized, who are not following socialized norms,
Okay.
right? So you just become that person in your family who is not going to judge your uncle anymore. And
Okay.
and you create that new space of love and respect for him in your heart. It
Okay.
doesn't have to match with anybody else's feeling. You create that feeling inside of you,
Mhm.
and you remember him. Maybe just whenever, like, I don't, like, just take one moment every day to think about him. One moment.
Okay.
Okay, maybe don't light a candle every day. You can do that as well, by the way. You can light a candle every day. But if that doesn't feel something that, that I will be able to do, then just take one moment to think of him on a daily basis and, like, uncle, I love you in my heart and I respect you in my heart. I'm not judging you at all.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. It doesn't matter, like, whether you smoked, you didn't smoke. It was your choice. You lived for 80 years.
Yeah. Okay.
And you did whatever, and just talk about him to someone who can tell you about his life a little, and whatever comes to your heart, be very organic.
Okay.
Okay, so that's something that you can do. Okay, and I love that you were dedicating songs. Please feel free to share it in the. मुझे भी तो थोड़ा फिर वो मिलेगा ना, मैं भी फिर मुझे, like, if I resonate with it, I will also listen and I'll also have fun. you know so yeah.
I surely do. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Vishruti, do you want to add something?
No.
How do you feel? What's your biggest takeaway from today?
Mm, I have a mixed feeling actually.
Yeah, Jessica.
So I feel relaxed, but at the same time, I also feel a lot of resistance.
Resistance about.
Resistance about like accepting.
Hmm.
So there is a lot of resistance.
Okay. So one part inside, like, one part of your body is relaxed and one part of your body is feeling resistant, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And what does, and when I said resistant for, you said resistant to accept.
Yes.
What will happen if I accept? How is this like, what will happen if I accept it? What will I, you know, just anything that comes to you, what will happen?
I don't know.
Okay. Ask your body. It knows because your body is resisting.
Yes, I know which part of my body is resisting. I know that also.
Okay. What do you mean by that? That I know that.
Because I can feel as I talk right now.
Do you want to share a little bit about this? Are you okay
So
to
like
share?
I feel it in my like stomach,
Hmm. Hmm.
and it feels like rage, a lot of rage.
Lot of rage.
Yeah.
Can you come on video? I want to say something and I want to ask something also.
Okay, just give me a moment. Mm, Where is the video switch? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Did your father had a lot of rage?
He did have a lot of anger.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And I have taken that. Everybody in the family says that that is one thing that I have taken from him, amongst many other things.
Okay. What happens, and this is just a theory, okay, by the way, what I'm saying, and I want you to contemplate and check on it, Vishruti, during,
Okay.
during this time. थोड़ा सा time निकालना, ठीक है, थोड़ा सा. And like even Manas was saying, कि ना जब बहुत गुस्सा आता है तब सिगरेट उठाने का अपने आप मन हो जाता है कि फूकना है अभी तो.
Hmm.
And there are a lot of people actually who suppress anger by smoking. ठीक है. I'm
Hmm.
not saying necessarily that your father did that.
Hmm.
Maybe there were many other reasons attached with it. Maybe this was not at all the reason. But if a person, since you're feeling this rage, okay, that's why something came to me and I'm just sharing with you. Okay?
Hmm.
If a person is going through a lot of rage, not having a way to process it, work on it, deal with it, because our society simply shames people who are angry. There is
Yeah.
there is no guidance system. There is no, so wo to matlab, we have seen, like we have seen growing up, right? And
Hmm.
is it okay for you to think of his smoking as something that helped him in some way, and something that helped him in a way which is beyond logic? Like as a daughter, you won't be able to think like that, Vishruti. आपको
Yeah.
एक चीज करना होगा. It's like I have to humanize my father.
Hmm.
And that is a decision again. Like आप अभी इस moment पे ये decision ले सकते हो कि ठीक है, I'm going to humanize my father. I'm going to put him from the pedestal एक बार, कि ना ठीक है, मतलब बाप तो ठीक है, बाप माँ सब ठीक है, एक बार इंसान की तरह देखते हैं.
Hmm.
और मतलब दिल से, like truly dropping him from the pedestal and looking at him like a man who, like what kind of life, like getting curious कि किस टाइप का लाइफ जिए हैं. ठीक है, कैसा लाइफ जिया मेरे पापा ने, और अगर स्मोकिंग करते थे तो उनको क्या मदद होती थी. जो भी उन्होंने मेरे संग एज अ फादर डॉटर हुआ ना विश्रुति, उसको एक बार के लिए साइड रखना है, एक बार के लिए. ठीक है, और एक बार के लिए पेडेस्टल से उतार के देखना है, बिकॉज आप अपने लाइफ में अट्रैक्ट कर रहे हो इन द फॉर्म ऑफ रिलेशनशिप्स. It's like you are attracting actually a way to connect to that part of you who is yearning to connect with its father.
Hmm.
But the thing is कि अब वो रोल मुझे ही प्ले करना है, मुझे ही प्ले करना है वो कनेक्शन बैठाने का रोल.
Hmm.
मुझे और कुछ नहीं बनना है. मैं अपना बाप नहीं बन सकती ना, मैं विश्रुति हूँ.
Right.
ठीक है, एंड ये बोलना आसान है, करना मुश्किल है, बट फिर भी अपने हित के लिए है तो करना है ना.
Right.
इफ इट इज गोइंग टू हेल्प मी, टफ इजी सब फिर बेकार हो जाता है. इट्स लाइक व्हाट टफ एंड व्हाट इजी. सो फीलिंग दिस रेज इज ऑल्सो नॉट इजी, राइट? Feeling this resistance is also not easy, right, in life. So might as well give it a try to go deeper into it, understand my father, and probably the moment I do it, this rage will just leave. ये है ही अभी इसीलिए because I'm connecting with him through this rage. And
Right.
probably that has been my connection even when he was alive.
Yeah.
So now can I transcend it? Can I change my connection? And am I willing to feel my feelings? कि हाँ जी, मतलब एकदम वो जैसा नहीं होता. I'm getting this line. अरे यार, I'm forgetting it. It's like machli. Let it be. Let it be. It's like It's like
You can't.
मछली and पानी. मछली को
Yes.
पानी से निकाल देंगे अगर, ठीक है, तो मछली, it's like, the connection is so much like machli and pani, because the fish does not see the water.
Yes.
Okay, it just is there. It does not see the water. So can you take a step back and look at this, and instead of letting it govern your life and rule your life? मेरे पापा मेरे दिल में रहेंगे, वो मेरे पेट में रेज की तरह नहीं रहेंगे. मैं रिश्ता चाहे, it's like I will decide the kind of relationship I will have with my father, not what he used to think.
Yeah.
So that way I will become the daughter I want to become, no matter what he thinks or he would have thought, आज तो वो क्या सोच रहे, you don't even know ना. So I will trust my intuition. I will not go with any past image that is keeping me hooked there. So आप एक ही चीज पे contemplate करना खाली, ये जो आप mixed feeling आपने बोला ना, you said relaxed and resistant. Okay. So how can you include your father in your heart, knowing that I don't have to connect to him through rage. I don't have to keep attracting partners जिससे फिर मुझे वो और rage आने लगे, you know. And then actually what I'm doing is I'm feeling all the rage to somehow connect to my father.
It's so funny. Like, I think it's just how you are in like relationship, because probably it's just the label, because when you're not in the relationship, suddenly the anger also goes for the same person.
Yeah. So that's how I'm living it right now.
Yeah.
It doesn't go. वो अंदर कहीं बस दब जाते हैं, वो जाता कहीं नहीं है.
नहीं ये मैं बताऊंगी at some point. It's very funny.
Okay. Does this feel okay to like contemplate a little bit on this and allow yourself?
Yes.
ठीक है?
Yes.
Okay. Imagine him standing behind you, and then you do this. Allow yourself to go deeper. ठीक है? Do that. And whenever you do it, please share anything you want to share with me or in the group. Just share, like feel free to share, please. Okay, that will allow me also to like know, and if I want to add something, I will add something.
Definitely.
Okay. Thanks, Shruti. Thank you. Thank you, both of you. We will meet again next month.
Will it be same date, Shruti?
I will tell the date. Date अभी मैंने वो नहीं किया है, but I will mention it in the group.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Manas. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Shruti. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.